I'm back, YouTube. It's 2023. Woo woo! We're starting off the year right. Whoa, get in the frame. Get in the frame. Get. Focus on this. Look at this beauty. Look at this wine tumbler that I did, inspired by this book. Focus on it. I read a book and I liked it. Hope my movies don't mind it. Oh my God, I'm so good. So good. If you're new, oh no, how ghetto. You saw my my microphone. If you're new here, I don't have any advice for you, but this is the perfect example of what my channel is. Also, there's some blurry videos in this because I didn't realize my camera wasn't focusing. That was a pollo, and it was like making me talk like. There are some videos in this tutorial where it's not focused, but it's only because I didn't notice it wasn't focused, but I didn't want to edit them because I want you to know, if you're new here, that's my channel, okay? Sometimes you'll see a fly. Sometimes I accidentally fart. Sometimes I forget to edit the part out where I pick my nose, but we have a good time here. So let's get into this YouTube video. I love you so much. Thank you for coming back. Mwah, besitos. Who's ready for a good year? It's YouTube season. All the girls are filming. Give me a YouTube. I want to watch a video. Okay, sorry. I just missed you. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Today, I'm going to show you how to rhinestone a tumbler. For those of you that are... Look at my pencil sharpener. It's a nostril. So it looks like you're picking the nose when you're sharpening the... Okay. If you're new here, I'm going to try to keep it professional so that you can learn. When you want a rhinestone, you always want to sand and prep your tumbler so the adhesive will stick to the stainless steel just like I stick to Bad Bunny's DMs. That's not even a lie. So I'm using beautiful, gorgeous rhinestones from Flynn Sisters Supply Shop, the best in town. She's the best. These stones speak for themselves. And my favorite glue to use, it's my personal preference. It's not the only kind that you can use, but it's my favorite. It's called Fusion Tack. Okay, I love it. And I like using this little silicone tip applicator, but you don't have to. You could technically apply the glue however you want. This is my personal preference. Excuse me, I've got some phlegm. All right, so the best tip I can give you, okay, is not the kind of tip you want. Nasties. The kind of tip I'm going to give you is for crafting, okay? So you always want to start at the rim of your tumbler. Always, 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 always. Because that's how you're going to be able to keep your lines straight. Now, I don't mean like your rhinestone lines. I mean, for example, how you want it to look that all the rhinestones come all the way up to the edge and they line up perfectly. So always start with the rim and apply some rhinestones the way you saw me do there, and then hold it upside down on the table and then make them all line up and leave it there until it's completely dry before you continue so that those rhinestones do not move out of place. At the end of this video, I will show you the end result and you will see the bottom and the top of the tumbler and you will see how perfectly straight and clean my finish is. Trust me, it makes all the difference. When I made my very first tumbler ever that was rhinestones back in 2021, I did not do this, and boy, did I regret it. So trust me, always start this way. Today we're using the scatter method, okay? The scatter method is when you use a mix of a whole bunch of different size rhinestones and you basically play Tetris. This is the way I always explain it. For those of you baddies that already know and you've seen me rhinestone a million times, thank you for being here, because I know you're just watching out of pure loyalty and you're too ratchet and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss the fun. So you're just here even though you probably already know how to do this, and it means the world to me. But if you're new and you genuinely are coming to this video to learn, the scatter method is basically when you just play Tetris. You want to use a whole bunch of different size stones and just fill the gaps. The best advice that I can give you is the way that you see me making sure that I'm grabbing stones in every size to line the rim. That's because I want to keep that scatter uniform going down. If you let yourself get distracted when you do the rim and you do like all one size, or you try to stick to the similar sizes, then when you have to scatter totally different sizes around the body of the tumbler, it's gonna look weird. It maybe not too noticeable, but if you want a clean, professionally done job, you want to sell this tumbler or whatever it may be, you definitely want to make sure you're using every size stone and just keeping that scatter at the rim. Now, I did not move on to this next step until my first stones were like dry and I knew that they were not going to move out of place and then I wasn't going to accidentally push them up, because then they would no longer be straight. So then what I do is, honestly, it's kind of like building a puzzle. You do little by little, and the whole point is to fill the entire tumbler. So I take a little bit of glue and I come back and do a little section like the way you saw me do. This glue dries pretty quickly. I would recommend that if you're a beginner, if you're a beginner, because I'm not. No, but seriously, guys, if you're a beginner, do a little bit a smaller section of glue, because when I first started, I definitely was a little bit slower at applying the stones, and so my glue would dry fast. Now I know my pace and I know the amount of glue that I can put on my tumbler, and I know it's not going to dry before I'm done applying rhinestones. A lot of this video is going to be time lapses, because trust me, you do not want me to do this entire tumbler in real time. But I want to make sure that I'm showing you in real time, right? Like how you place these, and just kind of really make sure I'm explaining that you're playing Tetris. Take different size stones and put the ones that fit, right? So see how I'm like, that gold one is a different size than that little light pink one. And what I'm doing is I'm maneuvering them and strategically placing them, and I'm forming this puzzle, and I'm making sure that every space is filled. Now, when you're doing this, you want to really make sure that you're putting them where they fit. You don't want to force pieces where they don't fit and stuff like that. See how I was going to put that stone there? It didn't fit. This one didn't fit, but then I found the perfect size that fit perfectly. If I would have put a stone that was too big, it could have pushed the other stones to the sides, and then I could have left very big gaps in between, and that, you don't want that. Sometimes it's inevitable. You'll have a little gap here and there, but you don't want anything too crazy, anything too noticeable, especially if you want to perfect your craft and if you want to eventually sell these or whatever it may be. Even if it's just for yourself, you want to make yourself a long-lasting quality product. So just make sure you're taking your time. And also, don't ever think that you're going to sit down and do this in one sitting. Your neck cramps up. Eventually you need to get up and stretch, eat a snack, chicken nuggets, pizza rolls, whatever you need to do. But, give yourself grace. Rhinestoning is time consuming. It's tedious. And I like to watch Netflix on my iPad while I'm filming, because it helps the time pass and I get, distracted and I don't get bored. So rhinestoning can actually be something very therapeutic for you to do. I 10 out of 10 recommend. It's really fun. And then at the end, when you're done and you get to look at that final product, it is super duper 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 satisfying. So what you're seeing me do here, just accept it's going fast. It's going fast. Is I'm trying to fill the body. But if you notice, I'm not going all the way down to the very bottom. And that's because before I even get too close to the bottom of the tumbler, we want to repeat the process that we did at the rim. We want to line the entire circumference of the bottom, put our stones, set the tumbler down, let them dry so we can have a very clean, straight finish. At the end, when you see this cup completely done, you're going to be like, meow. You're going to be like, wow, that's so beautiful. This tumbler is going to be so beautiful, and you're going to be so impressed that when you are done, when we're done, you're going to be like, can I get a whole yeah? That's what my tumbler is going to make you want to say. That's how good it is. Also, I would like to point out that I'm a very bad influence, and our little goddaughter, I don't know if she got it from us or her parents, because her parents are ratchet too. But she screamed out, can I get a whole yeah on the shuttle? And people judged us. And I was like, no, she's not trash, I swear. She's just a precious little smart angel baby. And sometimes we say things and they catch on to her. But I promise you, she's smarter than all of us put together. She's going to work for NASA. That's what her Uncle Jenny tells her all the time. All right, guys. So here you see me moving on, and you see I did the glue at the very bottom of the tumbler. Here you see me placing my stones. Notice that I'm keeping the integrity of that scatter method, and I'm putting different colors, different sizes. Now keep in mind, this particular mix comes in all different colors because it is representative and it is inspired by a book, and these are the colors that go with the theme. But you're not always going to get that. You can use one color and then use multiple sizes in the same color. The possibilities for rhinestoning are truly endless. So once I completely let the bottom dry, look how nice and crisp and clean it looks. It doesn't look like a crooked line. It's going to have a very nice finish, okay? And so for the remainder of the tumbler, I'm going to continue to do the same thing, and we're going to finish out this tutorial with mostly time lapses because, like I said, you don't want to be here all day watching me rhinestone in slow motion. But do you guys see how I'm kind of like, okay, where does this stone fit? And also, I had to do a little bit more thinking when I did this because all the different colors. So I had to make sure I wasn't putting too much pink in one spot or too much green. I wanted to make sure that I truly kept the colors completely scattered and super beautiful. I'm obsessed with this tumbler. Like this is, I'm keeping this because I am going to be starting this book series soon, and I'm going to be reading this. I'm going to be drinking out of this while I read. How stinking cute, right? We're on a blinging mission this year to make all the things beautiful and sparkly. I hope that this tutorial has been detailed enough. Despite all the ratchetness and distractions, I hope that you have walked away from this video and said, okay, I know how to start it and I know how to finish it, because the most important thing is prepping it. The second most important thing is you want to make sure that you secure the line at the rim and you secure the line at the bottom so that you have a nice clean finish. The mistake that I made when I made my very first rhinestone tumbler is that I just kind of started rhinestoning without securing the top or the bottom. I just started in the center for some reason, and just when I was done and I got to the very top, I realized that I did not have stones that fit in those tiny little spots that were left and exposed by stainless steel. So I had gaps. It did not look like a clean, finished job. So that's the first lesson that I learned, and hopefully you don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. Once you have secured that top and that bottom, really all you have to do is continue with your scatter pattern until you're completely done. Now, there is another method when you're rhinestoning that's called honeycomb, but I won't talk about it in this video because I don't want to give you too much information at once. I don't want to confuse you. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and then I will film a separate video for you guys, and we will do a honeycomb method, and I will explain all about how to do a honeycomb and the difference between both methods, and you can decide which one is your favorite. My personal preference is this one, and the reason I like this one more is because the different size stones sparkle differently. The cuts are at different angles and whatnot, and the light catches them differently, and so they sparkle tremendously. Don't get me wrong, a tumbler that is honeycomb is also gorgeous and sparkles a lot, but in my personal humble opinion, I think the scatter method is just so much more beautiful. It is a little more time consuming because you have to use a lot more rhinestones than if you were doing the honeycomb method. So for this particular tumbler, I used 4 packs of the mixes. I don't think I needed 4. I think 3 would have sufficed, maybe 2.5. I had a whole bunch of rhinestones left that I'm gonna use probably for another project, but I always prefer to have more rhinestones than to not have enough. Because then when you can't finish a project, you're like, shoot, now I have to wait until I get more rhinestones. Anyway, we're nearing the end of our video. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like it here. If you look for my name on all platforms, you will find me and you will find all the things that I offer, all the things that have to do with me. If you can't get enough of me, if you think I'm so awesome and so funny and so voluptuous and so just everything you ever dreamed of, then you could join me for coffee every single morning on live on Instagram. And you can be part of all the other things that I have to offer. But my OnlyFans, I keep that one to myself just because not a lot of people want to see me crafting with no clothes on. You know what I mean? So I don't advertise that one a lot. Psych. If you're new here and you fell for that, haha, you'll learn. If you're a loyal baddie and you've already been here, you didn't even flinch because you already know it's true. I'm just kidding. It's really not. It's really not. I really am just kidding. All right. I hope you had fun. I hope you had an amazing new year. I hope that you love this video as much as I love this video. Okay, my opinion's a little biased because I recorded it, but no, for reals. I hope you had fun. And I hope that every single Saturday you come back here and you watch a video and you have a good time and you enjoy. I will be posting a tutorial once a week, every single Saturday at noon Central Standard Time. I do YouTube premieres, which means that you get to watch this video at the same time as everybody else who shows up right at 12, and we get to have an actual live chat in the comments. And I will be here for 80% of them. Listen, I'm just keeping it real, okay? If you are having fun, please leave me a comment. Please like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel. That would help me tremendously. I have a goal that I want to reach this year of subscribers, and I am pouring my heart and soul into this channel, so I would really appreciate the subscription. And I'll see you guys next Saturday. Mwah, mwah, besitos.